The Chief of U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, Michael Banks, announced his resignation, stating his departure is effective immediately. In a letter to staff, Banks cited a desire to return to Texas to focus on his family and ranch. Banks stated that he felt he had brought the border back on course from the least secure, disastrous, chaotic border to the most secure border this country has ever seen. He noted that his departure marks a series of personnel changes within the administration's immigration policy team. This resignation follows earlier departures, including the firing of Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem and the quitting of CBP Commander Greg Bovino. Banks previously served in the U.S. Navy and had also worked as a border advisor for Texas Governor Greg Abbott. Banks stated that his resignation was on his second retirement after returning to serve during what he called one of the most challenging periods for border security. The immediate next step is determining who will assume the role of Chief of CBP. Martin Green, director of the Eurovision Song Contest, stated that the door remains open for a future Canadian entry. No formal request has been submitted. Green noted that while the contest primarily showcases European talent, he added that the welcome extends to anyone who wishes to perform on the stage. The idea of Canada participating was previously raised by Prime Minister Mark Carney during his 2025 budget. As part of efforts to deepen political and economic ties with Europe, Green acknowledged this, stating, "We know that Mark Carney wants to sort of embrace Europe." Green also clarified that while the contest is put on by the European Broadcasting Union, where EBU countries outside of Europe have participated before. He cited Australia as an example, noting that the rules allow participation from countries with broadcasting organizations that are EBU members. The CBC reported that the broadcaster plans to send 3 staff members to this year's contest to observe. The contest's rules state that participation is open to EBU member broadcasting organizations, though Australia was granted permission as an associate member. The next step involves monitoring whether a formal request for participation comes through, as Green stated that nothing had come to his desk regarding a Canadian entry. The 29-year-old had originally planned to return to Boston with his fiancée after a 35-day cruise to remote locations. Instead, he and the others are now in the quarantine unit. Rosmarin noted that his outlook has become more stable since arriving in Omaha. He shared that his experience has been difficult, stating, "I think I'm now in a better place. However, I think every day when I was on that ship, I thought I was going to just wake up from a nightmare, and it was a reality." He also mentioned that staff conduct routine checks, such as nurses knocking twice daily to check temperatures. Rosmarin said that sharing his experience is helping his mental health. He's willing to tell others what he is going through. He also mentioned receiving packages, including a coloring book, to help make the stay, a temporary pause ordered by a court, feel more like home. On Wednesday morning, he had not yet received the results from tests taken the previous day. The next update will come with the results of those tests.